Imagine a city where golden light dances off the Atlantic Ocean. Vintage yellow trams zigzag up steep hills. The scent of fresh pastéis de nata and sizzling seafood fills the air, while Fado music drifts from cozy restaurants. Hey vacation lovers! Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hola and welcome. Today, we're diving into an amazing 6-day adventure in one of Europe's most charming and soulful cities, Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is lively, welcoming, and full of character. It sits where the Tagus River meets the sea, and you can feel the city's deep connection to the ocean everywhere you go. From explorers like Vasco da Gama to the iconic Belém Tower and Monument to the Discoveries. Here's a quick look at our 6-day journey. Day 1, we landed in Lisbon in the late evening, so we just settled in and got ready for the days ahead. Day 2, strolling through the city, soaking up the energy, and ending with a traditional dinner and live fado. Day 3, a deep dive into Lisbon's maritime past. Belém Tower, Jerónimos Monastery, where Vasco da Gama's tomb is, and the Monument to the Discoveries. Day 4, a day trip to Sintra, total fairy tale vibes. Day 5, started at the Cristo statue, then drove along the coast toward Cascais, stopping at a few beach spots to soak in the ocean breeze. Day 6, wrapped up with a visit to St. George's Castle and checked off the last few sites. In this video, we're taking you along as we explore the best of Lisbon and sharing tons of handy travel tips along the way, so make sure you stick around till the end. If Lisbon's on your bucket list, or even if it's not yet, by the end of this video, it just might be. So, let's get into it. Our journey started with a direct flight from Vienna, landing in Lisbon around 5:30 p.m. Right after landing, we stopped at the airport info desk to buy our Lisbon card. Super handy for unlimited public transport and discounts on attractions. We bought ours just for days 3 and 4 based on our itinerary. Since we weren't using the Lisbon card yet, we took a taxi to our hotel. Cabs here are reasonably priced, especially with apps like Bolt. We booked one, and our driver arrived in just 7-8 minutes. The ride was quick and easy. It took us just a few minutes to reach our hotel. After checking in and freshening up, we headed out for dinner. Taking a recommendation from the hotel reception, we found our way to a cozy, traditional Portuguese restaurant nearby, and it turned out to be the perfect first meal in Lisbon. Day 2 began with breakfast at our hotel. Alongside the usual spread, we were delighted to find pastéis de nata, Lisbon's iconic custard tarts. After a quick breakfast at the hotel, we headed straight out to explore more of beautiful Lisbon. Our first stop of the day was Marquês de Pombal Square, the heart of modern Lisbon. This busy roundabout is more than just a traffic hub. It's where the old city meets the new. And at its center stands a tall statue of the Marquês himself, the man who led Lisbon's rebuilding after the great earthquake of 1755. Just nearby is Eduardo Seventh Park, a peaceful green space with stunning views over the city and the river. It's a great spot to take a breather and enjoy a bit of nature right in the middle of Lisbon. Next, we arrived at Rocio Square, one of the most important and historic squares in Lisbon. It's been the city's meeting point for centuries. With its beautiful wave-pattern cobblestone design, elegant fountains, and cafes all around, it's such a lively place to soak in the local vibe. As we strolled through the city, we saw one of Lisbon's most iconic sights, the vintage yellow trams. These charming trams aren't just for show. They're still a big part of daily transport here. It's like stepping into a moving postcard. Next, we stopped by the iconic Santa Justa elevator, a beautiful 19th century iron lift designed by a student of Gustav Eiffel. It connects downtown Baixa to the Upper Carmo district and is one of Lisbon's most unique landmarks. The line was too long when we visited, so we came back on day 4 in the evening. And the night view of the city from the top was absolutely beautiful. Plus, the ride is included in the Lisbon card. From there, we wandered through the lively streets of the city. Now remember, Lisbon is famously known as the City of 7 Hills, and yes, you'll feel that in your legs. So, comfy shoes, absolute must. One thing we absolutely loved while strolling through the city were the beautifully designed cobblestone pavements. Each one like a little piece of art under your feet. So uniquely Lisbon. As we continued our city stroll, we reached Restauradores Square, a historic spot that marks Portugal's independence from Spanish rule. The tall obelisk in the center really stands out, surrounded by beautiful old buildings and a lively atmosphere. Next stop, Praça do Comércio, or Commerce Square. This massive, elegant square opens right onto the Tagus River, and you can even walk down the steps and dip your feet right into the water. Surrounded by beautiful yellow buildings and grand archways, you can really feel Lisbon's royal and maritime past here. There are several good restaurants along the square. We grabbed lunch at one of the riverside spots and enjoyed the ocean breeze with every bite. Food prices in Lisbon are also generally cheaper compared to many other European cities. After lunch, we spent a bit more time soaking in the vibrant atmosphere at Commerce Square. There were even some impressive sand art displays that added to the charm. Then we continued strolling through the city, passed by a few more lively squares, and caught glimpses of some major landmarks in the distance, like the Tagus River Bridge, the Cristo Rei statue, and São Jorge Castle, all of which we plan to explore in the days ahead. The afternoon sun was strong, even in April, so we kept ourselves cool with fresh fruit juices from local street vendors and even did a little shopping before heading back to the hotel for a break. In the evening, we headed back to the riverside near Commerce Square to catch the sunset. The golden light reflecting off the water and historic buildings was just stunning. After that, we stayed to watch the evening light show at the square, which is definitely something to check out in Lisbon. The grand architecture lit up with colorful projections and music, creating a beautiful blend of visuals and sound. And to end the day, we treated ourselves to a special dinner at A Severa, one of Lisbon's well-known Fado restaurants. We enjoyed delicious traditional food and local wine, all while soaking in the soul-stirring live Fado music. It was truly an unforgettable Lisbon experience. Day 3 took us deep into Lisbon's rich maritime past, a day full of grand monuments, ocean views, and stories of legendary explorers. We started our day at the Belém Tower, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Lisbon's most striking landmarks. This 16th century fortress once protected the harbor and greeted ships returning from their voyages during the Age of Discoveries. After reaching the tower, we were met with a long queue for entry. Even though we had our tickets through the Lisboa Card, we still waited for over an hour before getting the chance to step inside. Once in, we climbed the narrow staircases, explored old watchtowers, peeked through cannon openings, and soaked in beautiful views of the Tagus River from the top. It was definitely worth the wait. One of the best parts? The Belém Tower, Jerónimos Monastery, and the Monument to the Discoveries are all just a short walk from each other. You can explore 3 of Lisbon's most iconic landmarks in one go. Next, we walked over to the Jerónimos Monastery, which is just a few minutes from Belém Tower. Like Belém Tower, entry here is included with the Lisboa Card, but again, there was a long queue. We waited around 45 minutes to get in, so definitely plan ahead if you're visiting during peak times. This stunning monastery is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most important historical buildings in Lisbon. Built in the early 1500s, it's a masterpiece of Manueline architecture, filled with intricate carvings, grand arches, and peaceful cloisters. One of the highlights is the room where Vasco da Gama's tomb is located. Unfortunately, it was closed during our visit. That didn't stop everyone from lining up to peek through the keyhole like curious kids. And yep, we gave it a try too. Caught the tiniest glimpse inside. I'm sharing it with you right here. From there, we made our way to the impressive Monument to the Discoveries, which stands tall along the Tagus River. This massive structure was built to celebrate Portugal's Age of Exploration and honors the country's legendary navigators, like Prince Henry the Navigator and Vasco da Gama. You can also go inside and take an elevator to the top for panoramic views over Belém, the river, and even the 25 de Abril Bridge. On day 4, we took the train from Rocio Station in Lisbon to Sintra, a scenic 40-minute ride that's included with the Lisboa Card. From Sintra Station, you've got a few ways to reach Palácio Nacional de Pena, the main attraction of Sintra. You can catch a bus, grab a cab, or hop into one of the colorful tuk-tuks, a fun, open-air ride that's popular with tourists. Some of the buses are included with the Lisboa Card, but we didn't feel like waiting around, so we grabbed a cab. The ride was short but steep, winding through narrow forest roads. Once you reach the entrance area of the palace grounds, just a heads up, you'll still need to walk a few minutes uphill to get to the actual palace. Sitting high on a hill, this former monastery turned royal summer residence is one of Portugal's most famous landmarks. Make sure to book your entry time slot in advance, as the palace only allows visitors in during their selected window. We booked our slot for 12, which gave us a bit of time to get there without rushing. As we slowly made our way into the palace, we were immediately struck by its vibrant colors and mix of architectural styles, a blend of Gothic, Moorish, and Manueline influences that really makes it stand out. Inside, we walked through beautifully decorated royal rooms, including the grand halls, the king and queen's chambers, and the chapel. The interiors are well preserved, giving a real glimpse into 19th century royal life. From the windows and terraces, the views over the Sintra Hills and the Atlantic in the distance are absolutely stunning. Before heading to the wall walk, we also stopped for a quick lunch at the restaurant located inside the palace complex, which was really convenient and a nice break after exploring indoors. After that, we walked through the peaceful gardens and made our way to the nearby Castle of the Moors. We headed out to explore the castle wall walk, which winds along the outer edges of the palace. It's a bit of a climb in places, but totally worth it for the scenery and photo spots. The path gives you incredible panoramic views of the surrounding hills, lush forests, and even the ocean on a clear day. Once we wrapped up our visit, we took a tuk-tuk back down from the palace, and that in itself was a fun little adventure. The driver zipped down the winding roads, giving us one last look at Sintra's beautiful landscape before dropping us off at Sintra's main square. It's a great spot to wind down after exploring the palaces. The square is vibrant and charming. You can stroll through beautifully decorated streets, hop into local shops, or enjoy a freshly baked pastel de nata. The square is also lined with cozy restaurants, making it a perfect place to grab dinner before heading back to Lisbon. It was a great way to end the day in Sintra. On day 5, we started the morning by picking up a rental car, which we had booked online before our trip. Having a car for the day gave us the flexibility to explore Lisbon's beautiful coastline at our own pace. Our first stop was the Cristo Rei statue, located across the river from Lisbon. Inspired by Rio's Christ the Redeemer, it offers amazing panoramic views over the city, the 25 de Abril Bridge, and the Tagus River. Definitely a must-see. We had crossed the 25 de Abril Bridge earlier to get here, and now we're driving over the iconic bridge again as we head toward Cascais. After crossing the 25 de Abril Bridge, we continued our drive along the coast toward Cascais. The drive itself was beautiful. On the way, we stopped at 2 or 3 beach spots to enjoy the views, grab some food, and soak up the laid-back vibe. Each stop had its own charm: golden sand, crashing waves, and a few locals just enjoying their day. Cascais, once a traditional fishing village, is now a picturesque seaside town. You'll still see fishing boats gently floating in the marina, adding to the relaxed coastal atmosphere. It's a great place to unwind, stroll through charming streets, and enjoy the ocean views. It was a refreshing and peaceful break from the busier city days, and a great way to enjoy a different side of the Lisbon area. After spending a relaxing afternoon in Cascais, we drove back to Lisbon and decided to squeeze in one more iconic experience: the famous Tram 28 ride. This vintage yellow tram winds its way through some of Lisbon's oldest and most scenic neighborhoods. After the ride, we spent the rest of the evening just enjoying Lisbon's night vibe. Good food, music, and a nice evening walk. It was the perfect way to wrap up the day. Day 6, our final day in Lisbon, started with a visit to St. George's Castle, one of the city's oldest landmarks. The castle dates back to medieval times and was once a royal residence. Set high above Lisbon, the castle offers incredible panoramic views over the rooftops and the Tagus River. Wandering through the old stone paths and towers was like stepping back in time. As you explore the grounds, you'll notice peacocks wandering around freely. They're a common sight here, and definitely part of the castle's charm. You'll often hear their calls echoing through the trees. And they're always a hit with visitors. Inside the castle, there's also a small museum showcasing archaeological finds from the site, including pottery, tools, and artifacts that offer a glimpse into Lisbon's long history. As we left the castle, the rain started, so we decided to skip more walking and headed to a cozy local spot for one last meal. We enjoyed Lisbon's famous grilled sardines and a few other traditional dishes. A great way to wrap up the trip. Once the rain eased up a bit, we made a quick stop at the famous Pink Street, known for its bold colors and nightlife vibe. Even on a rainy day, it made for a fun little photo stop before heading to the airport. And that wrapped up our 6-day adventure in Lisbon. Before we wrap up this amazing 6-day journey, just a quick note. Since this video is getting a bit long, it's not possible to include every detail about each place we visited. So, I'll be uploading shorter videos focused on individual spots in the coming days, with more tips, experiences, and things you might want to know before visiting. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed the journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around. More travel adventures coming soon. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.